Hello and welcome back to the channel. So what we've got now is just basically a series of pictures and videos from the body shop that has done all the work on the doors for Dennis. Not just the doors, but also the grille on the front, the bonnet, the bumper, everything. They really have done a sterlingly good job. And by no means a criticism. I did ask the body shop if they could just patch things up, just make things look like they were okay. But the body shop, they just are not that kind of place. They can only do one type of job, and the job they do is an absolutely first class job. So the first thing they did was obviously start to strip the metalwork off the doors, and found that they really were in a bad state. Lots of rust, and lots of panels that needed to be replaced. So as I said, they are an excellent body shop. So they don't just bash panels. They have got all the equipment to fold and make brand new panels for any vehicle really, and using some of the old techniques as well, things like an English wheel, etc., for stretching and curving metal. So they really did a good job, and you can see here how they are fixing one of the doors by just replacing that bottom panel, welding it all in, and getting it all ready to go off to the paint shop. And it's fair to say that it's in the paint shop where the magic really happens. The work of making the panels can't be understated. You know, that is absolutely fantastic. But what really makes those panels work, and what makes the job really look fantastic, is when that paint goes on. And as you can see here, you can see one of the doors just being primed up, ready for the main colour to get the nice shiny coat of red put on it. Now, the observant amongst you will remember that it wasn't just the doors that went to the body shop, it was also all the metalwork, etc., off the front of the vehicle, the radiator, the bonnet, and the bumper. And as you can see here in these pictures, you can see that these panels, etc., are also getting the wonder treatment of getting them all ready to be painted. They even managed to get most of that bend out of the bumper. That was an absolute solid piece of metal. If you remember, I tried in the garage whacking it with a hammer, and it was just not having it. The amount of heat that was going to be required to make that thing straight was going to be vast, but they managed to do it. And here we can see some of the other sections from the front, such as the light surrounds and the radiator grille, etc., all of which rubbed down, filled, prepped, and then painted up. And as I say, first class job. So now just some photographs actually showing the finished panels with the nice new coat of paint. The coat of paint that's gone on these, this is actually a post office red. So having taken a bit of advice from various people, it appears to be that the vehicle that I've got, a 1984 Dennis, it was a post office red paint that they used to paint the trucks. So managed to get that colour recreated and have all these or have all these parts done. As I say, the body shop are supplying me with some extra paint as well, just to touch up the final few bits and pieces of the truck that actually need to be done. So hopefully, once it's all finished, it should look quite reasonable. Certainly the bits that they do look absolutely fantastic. And I'm going to leave the last bit of the video now to the guy who did the painting. Just a couple of little videos showing you the skill that this guy had. So enjoy.
Hold on a sec. No, go on.
So the final bit I'll say is the body shop I used. You've seen the badge all the way through the video. It's Mott's Body Repair Specialists. Absolutely first class. I've known Lawrence Motts for many, many years. I always known him to do a first-rate job. And as I say, that was it's not a criticism, but that's the only bit I would say. You know, all I wanted done really was just patched up, but they just don't do that kind of work. They just do proper first class work. So if anybody is in the Colchester sort of area, then look them up. They're in Nayland. Look them up if you need any work doing. It's not a paid sponsor or anything like that, but please just look them up. I'm sure they will do you a perfect first class job.